Let us start by chanting syllable Om together 3 times, everybody. So please put your palms at the heart. Go inwards. Right now I can hear the applaud outside. People are cheering and clapping for the valiant work of the medical workers, the nurses, the doctors that are fighting to overcome this epidemic. So let's take a moment of silence to acknowledge that effort and the cheering and solidarity with everybody. And then we'll do silent Om. We will finish the class with the proper Om today. Release your head. Bajo la cabeza. Bajo las manos. All right, let us start with the warm-up. We need to warm up our body to get some blood flowing into our limbs and then extremities, the shoulders, the hips. So I would like to start today with one belt. Tome un cinturón y abra el cinturón. Actually, I'm going to use another one because I would like to keep this tight. Take the belt which is loose, which is opened, and then we're going to take the belt above our head like this. Toma su cinturón and hold it sufficiently wide apart where you can make the belt quite wide for you to be able to pass the arms up, back. Let's do that a couple of times. Keep the arms very straight, externally rotate your arms, and then move back, forward, back, and forth several times. And then let all the way the belt go back with the arms to pass through, behind, and then forward again, up, and then forward. Now, a little different. Raise your arms up. One arm is perpendicular, the other one is parallel. So I'm going to show you from here. In this end, I'm going to go back, back, back as far as I can. And then the arm stops at 90 degrees. So from here, about 90, and then back to center, and then the other arm goes back, behind. Keep the other arm fixed in position. And pulling on the belt creates a tightness, tension on the belt. And then the other arm again, up. Take it all the way back. And forward, and cambio. And then again. And one more time with the arms parallel, belt parallel to the ceiling. Bring them back and down. Up and forward. Back and down. Okay. Let us set the belt back. Surya Namaskar. So we're going to take, I'm showing you from the side. So take the arms up overhead. Inhale, inhala. Exhale, Uttanasana. Step the legs back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stay in downward dog for a few breaths, please. Inhala, right leg comes up. Step it to the front slowly, slow motion. Virabhadrasana. Exhale, manos bajo. Stepping the leg back. Plank, chaturanga. Knees to the floor, rodillas bajo. Bhujangasana, cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg rises, inhale, and slowly step it forward between your palms. Exhale. Brazos arriba, guerrero uno. Exhalamos, brazos bajo. La plancha, chaturanga. Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhalamos, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Uttanasana. One leg forward, then the other. Ardha, so look up towards the ceiling and then exhale and fold. Inhale, raise yourself back to standing, palms into the heart. Tadasana. Let's do one more like this. Inhala, Urdhva Hasta. Exhala, Uttanasana. Inhala arriba, pierna izquierda atrás. Virabhadrasana, Guerrero 1. Exhalamos, la plancha. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhala arriba. Exhala, Adho Mukha. Left leg forward, step it through. Guerrero. Exhalamos, la plancha. Chaturanga. Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhalamos, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Uttanasana, one leg, and then the other. Look forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale and come up, and bring your palms to the center of the chest. Step the legs apart. Arms go wide. Guerrero 2. Take the right leg, turn it 90 degrees, rotating the leg, extend through the arms. Bend the right knee. And we're slowing down a little bit now. We'll stay the image of the poses about 5 to 6 breaths. Focus on extending the arms horizontally away from each other as you inhale. As you exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, spread, open. Bring the left arm behind, raise the right arm to the top. Guerrero invertido. Inhala. Exhala, Parshvakonasana. Start with the arm on your knee. Lift the sternum, lengthen the trunk. Exhale, bring your right arm in front of your ankle. Raise the other arm up overhead. Turn to look at the ceiling. Five breaths. Keep revolving to look at the ceiling. Rotate your shoulder blades, upper arms out to get the right shoulder blade into the chest. Omoplata derecha adentro. Adelante. Coming back. Other side. Hands to the hips for a moment. Parallel your legs. Turn to the other leg side. Arms extend. Get it. Five breaths. Left shoulder blade forward. Turn your palm of the left arm towards the ceiling. Inhaling, reach up to open that left side of the chest. From the hip all the way to your armpit, how much length can you get? Exhale, Parshvakonasana. First, let the arm press into the leg, lift the sternum, raise the other arm up. Turn the arm, bring it overhead. And then to complete the pose, take your left fingertips in front of your left ankle. Take the arm overhead. Look up. Inhale and come back up. Parallel your legs. Tadasana. Feet together. Stand for a few moments quietly. Relax, recover. Step the legs apart once again. Going back to Virabhadrasana, Warrior 2. And then this time I would like you to take your arms behind your back, intercruce the dedos de manos behind, atrás. And then pull your knuckles down and notice, are your arms in line with your center of your coccyx or are they to the side? So keep them in the center, sit down a little deeper. So that keep the arms as sort of monitoring if your spine is upright. They serve as a quality control. Then from here, can you extend the arms without losing the perpendicularness of the trunk? Arms extend, reach down once again, Parsvakonasana, and at this time, hand to the outside, classical pose. Outside of your leg. Turn the arm, bring the arm overhead. Finish the pose. Look down, lower your hands, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Alter abajo. Uttanasana, bring the feet to the center, arms at your sides, crossing your arms, hold on to your elbows. We have another side to do, so slowly, whenever you're ready, you're going to bring yourself back up. Subimos, otro lado. Separamos piernas. Y lado izquierdo. Exhale. Then bring the arms behind you, interlock your fingers. Pull your knuckles of the hands down. Nubillos, puños, baja, el pecho arriba. Abra las clavículas, open the collarbones, shoulders back, abdomen back contained. Then from here, maintaining that, take the arms again wide. Exhale, lie down onto your leg without dropping your top chest. Keep the chest open and lift it and extend the top arm. Look at the ceiling. Keep the inner right leg firmly lifting. And exhale, lower the arm. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Or you can go through vinyasa. If you feel like you need to keep warming up, you could come to plank, chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana now. And then return to Adho Mukha. And then let's all meet from here in Uttanasana. Step the legs to the front of your mat, middle of your mat. And again, crossing your arms, hold on to your opposite elbows. Inhalamos, salimos. Tadasana. All right, I would like you to find your block now. Tome un block. Y vamos a preparar para Virabhadrasana 3. So entering Virabhadrasana 3 with the aid or the help of the prop. So put a block in the front of your mat. Bend from your hips. As you're bending forward, press your thighs back. Empuje las caderas, los muslos atrás, el pecho adelante, manos bajo, encima, el block. Continue that movement of the chest forward. For now, the hands will remain where they are, and then I'm lifting my right leg up. And as I lift my right leg, at first I flex my foot. You see, I'm flexing the leg to keep the leg very straight and engaged. Take the inner part of the leg up faster than the outer. So be suspicious if your leg is turning this way, because it has a tendency to do that. So rotate the leg internally slightly. Check that the pelvis is still facing the same plane, the floor, and not turning 1/4 out like this. So don't dilute the pose with Ardha Chandrasana. Continue the trajectory of the sagittal plane. And now pointing your foot, maybe take the leg a little bit higher. Keep the knee straight still, and then lower the leg. Ardha Uttanasana or half Uttanasana. Relax for a few moments.
Side 2, bring your hands back onto the block, which by the way can be whichever level works for you. It can be half height, it can be a full height. Okay, second side, so keep lengthening the trunk forward, look straight ahead in front of your mat a little bit, and then shift the weight into your right foot as you lift your left leg up. Extend your leg, but flex your foot. So bring the leg where you think it is parallel with the floor. And it's usually more than we think it is. It's not here, right? It's a little bit up there. Good, then from here, keep the leg slightly internally rotated. Keep the pelvis parallel, abdomen into the spine. Don't let it collapse. Don't let it fall or dump. The lower back should not dump into the abdomen. And then maybe point your leg, the foot, apuntar tu pie. Keep lengthening the chest forward, and now ask yourself, how much weight am I maintaining on the block? And how much is truly on my right leg right now? Is it 50-50 or is it 30-70? And where's 70, where's 30? If you're putting a lot of weight on your block, ask yourself why. And then bring your leg down. Okay, once again, Uttanasana. Cruce los brazos. Agarrar los codos opuestos. And then hands to your hips. Inhale to come up.
All right, so now we're gonna do this one more time, but this time I would like you to try lifting your arms to your chest. All right, so I'm gonna show you maybe from this angle. So when you go into the pose, oops, I'm touching the wall, but yeah, you could do that, it's easier, but ideally I have to be far enough so I don't touch the wall, where I'm not right now. And then now, if you're on that block, I want you to lift your hands away from that block. Palmas juntas. Right, so you're gonna bring your hands into Namaskarasana. And then maybe some of you will extend the arms in front of your heart, or not. All right, so let's do that. Once again, come forward, put your hands on the block first. With the hands on the block, let's raise that right leg up slowly. But shift the weight into the left leg more than you are putting it into your block. So don't choke that block, don't crush it into like a death grip. Because in the moment, we're supposed to lift our hands up. All right, so now extend more with your back leg, which is your top leg, the right leg back. Pierna superior un poco más estirada, más atrás. And then look up, lift your head more, and then bring your palms up to your heart. And see if you can balance here. If you lose your balance, put one hand back on the block. So extend the leg back. Those of you who chose to put your foot on the wall, that's fine. Don't be ashamed of that. And if you're feeling great and confident, you can take the arms in front of you, or not. Guerrero tres. That's the classical pose. You then bring the arms back to the chest, lower the leg, lower the arms. Uttanasana. Relax. Recover. It's a little bit difficult to talk while demonstrating this pose, as you can imagine. Otro lado. I'm going to turn the block around just so that I do it from the other side as well. So now we'll be lifting the left leg. Okay, so whenever you're ready, raise your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhala, Ardha Uttanasana. Shift your weight into the right foot, which is your standing leg now. And then extend your top leg, your left leg. Guerrero tres. Keep the leg straight. Bring your arms slowly, shift the weight into your fingertips so you gradually starting to become independent from the block. And then maybe join one palm at the chest and then the other. Keep extending that top leg back, and the chest forward. If this is already enough for you, stay here. Si es suficiente aquí. Or not. If you want to go farther, you say, I want to do more. Take those arms in front and thread the needle with your palms. Reach forward, palms push one against the other. Estire totalmente. And release. Back to the floor, the leg and the arms. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lean back,
Downward facing dog. Take several breaths and take this opportunity to recuperate. And child's pose. Let's bend our knees, come down. La postura del niño. Hips back, caderas atrás, brazos estirados. El tronco bajo, cabeza encima del suelo. Frente bajo. Whenever you feel ready, bring yourself back up. All right, now let us take a pose which is to bring neutral sensation to our back. Because Virabhadrasana 3 is quite a muscular pose. It can really make you, first of all, it warms up your body, but it can also leave you with a residual tension in the lower back. So let's take Paschimottanasana, because this pose is known to bring a sense of neutrality to our spine. Manos aquí, encima las caderas, brazos atrás, y gire a tu lado derecho, turn to the right. Lift your back heel, turn the back leg in, hip in, bring the heel slowly down. Now the legs are straight, really straight, and then be really careful with the back leg, because we cannot see the back leg, we can only see the front. So press the back leg and just assume that this leg wants to bend and then wants to become sluggish. So make this leg really full of potency. Straight. Estire la pierna. Empuje el talón muy profundo. Push your back heel into the floor. Then elbows back, closer. Inhala, mirando arriba. Y exhala. Poco a poco vamos a estirar el tronco. Y baja tu tronco hasta paralelo con el suelo, until it's parallel. And now put weight of your fingertips on the floor, just the fingertips. So don't become sort of a couch potato hanging on the floor. So you're just touching it. So lengthen the trunk. And then maybe you'll be able to go lower, some of you, but if your leg begins to bend, that's a sort of signal, don't go any lower, don't go further. So if your leg is already at its maximum extension, you stay there. Those of you who are more limber, si tienes más flexibilidad, estire más bajo, más profundo. And again, the abdomen here lifts up, so this can spread out, and neutrality can be experienced by our lower back. No space. Good. Inhala, mirando arriba, y salimos. Gire las piernas. Otro lado. Paschimottanasana. Again, with the hands at your hips, draw your shoulders back, chest up and forward. Inhala, again, be careful and be suspicious of that back leg, because it likes to bend, it likes to turn out too much. So rotate the hip in. Inhala, mira arriba, y exhalamos adelante. Exhalamos adelante. Keep the hips parallel, so you can use your hands even to navigate if the pelvis is still in one alignment with the shoulders, or is it doing this? So don't let the back leg turn out too much. And then lower the fingertips to the floor. If you need to, you can always put your hands on the block. Be here for a moment. With your fingers, push the mat and lengthen forward. In fact, pull the fingertips down the mat to extend your torso forward. And then maybe this is already sufficient for you, stay here. And if you want to go lower, deeper, take the arms a little bit farther. And then turn your navel slightly from left to right. Gire tu ombligo hacia tu muslo derecho. O izquierdo, perdón. Para salir, mira arriba, inhala. Brazos encima de la cintura. Salimos. Prasarita Padottanasana. The legs more or less, más o menos the same distance, la misma distancia. Pies
Coloca pies paralelos. Brazos otra vez. Gira los hombros y los codos atrás. Inhala mirando arriba. Mira, exhala. Adelante. Manos adelante. Debajo de los hombros. Keep your shoulders above your fingertips. And then bring your hands back a little bit, but keep your, so put your your palms in line with your toes. Pon tus palmas en una línea con tus dedos gordos. That's it. Maintaining that, lift your chest, still concave your back, espalda cóncava. Y ahora manos más profundo, más atrás. Y desde aquí vamos a doblar sobre los codos y bajar la coronilla de tu cabeza. Place the crown of the head to the floor. If this is possible, if this is not doable, then you stay here, wherever you are. Only then, if your head is on the floor, let's take the hands wider apart, wider, and then find our ankles, our feet, heels, and put our hands there. And then you can lift your shoulders a little bit by bending the arms so that your shoulders don't drop, don't become like a hanger, don't collapse, right? So lift those shoulders. Now, some of you here might be at the level that you want to play a little bit, right? Si sabes Shasana 2 y tienes confianza que puedes hacerlo sin caer, please only do it if you can lift. Don't do it if you're a beginner. If you haven't done yoga for less than 2 years, this may not be for you today. So lift your heels and then lift your legs. I'm a little bit too close to the wall, so be careful. Omoplatos arriba. Lift your shoulders. Or you can just remain on the floor with your feet. Keep the legs straight. As you can return back, externally rotate the legs, slowly start bringing them down. Same place. And look up. Prasarita Padottanasana, coming back. And then turn your heels in once, and then your toes in, and again, come. And then join your feet together. Tadasana. All right, now from here, I would like you to all lie down onto your belly. Estirarse, por favor. And once you are down, place your forehead on your crossed arms. Baja la frente encima tus muñecas. Just take a few moments to relax a little bit, take your time. We're going to go into some backward extensions. So first, take the hands alongside your chest. And first pose is going to be Bhujangasana. Bhujangasana is cobra. So classically, the arms are not completely straight. They always stay a little bit bent. So push into your hands. If you're more limber, more flexible, your hands go more back. If you're a little bit tighter, hands go more forward. So you have to see where do you fit in. Estira las piernas. Turn your thighs in, and then internally rotating the legs. Open this part of the leg, the inner part towards the ceiling. So don't squeeze your butt like this, but instead let the outer thighs turn towards the floor. And then push down into the floor first to elevate yourself a little higher. Desde aquí, tire la esterilla hacia tus pies. Pull the mat towards you. And as you do that, pull your chest forward. Manos atrás, el pecho delante. And then maybe any amount, can you straighten your arms a little bit more, but don't lift your pubis. Pubis bajo, quedarse bajo. Look up. And look to your right. Mira atrás. Y back to center. Mira a la izquierda. And then coming back. Baja todo. Lente. And then manos otra vez. Debajo de tu frente y
Descanso un poco. Siguiente postura, Makarasana. Ahora, pies baja. If you don't have a lot of strength in your upper body, you may want to go now in your house and put your feet, your toes, under some surface, under some furniture, like under the couch, bottom of your couch, sofa, or something. So in other words, I don't want your feet to fly up like this. They should stay down, okay? Entrecruce de dedos de manos detrás de tu cráneo, como Shirshasana Salamba. So with your hands interlocked, now extend your legs and draw your tailbone in. Coccyx adentro. Tailbone in, abdomen away from the floor, away from the floor. Ombligo adentro. And then inhala y exhala, sube los codos. Primero solo los brazos, sin levantar las cabezas. So lifting your arms, slightly external, rotate your arms more so your shoulder blades go in and elbows go move forward and up, and that movement should lift me up. Makarasana. So watch that you don't do this. Don't dump your head down, but instead pull your elbows forward and then raise the chest up and look towards the front, whatever the front is for you. Look forward, press into your feet. Inhale, exhale, go higher. Inhale, exhale, go higher. Or inhale, go higher, whatever works for you. Y baja todo. Y descansa. ¿Cómo fue todos? You guys doing it? ¿Sí, no? Okay. One more time. La otro lado. Change the cross of the fingers. Cambio cruce de dedos de manos. De nuevo. Inhala. Exhala. Arriba. Poco a poco. Inhala. Exhala. Arriba. Inhala. Exhala. Más arriba. Y baja todo. Now, I would like you to rest a little bit and then we'll take Ardha Vikasana. Ardha Vikasana is half of a frog pose. So be careful not to let the knee go out like this. So keep the leg in one line with your torso, with your pelvis. So let's bend your front right leg first. Gire tu brazo izquierdo adentro y brazo derecho atrás. Catch the top of your foot. And then once you do that, carefully look to see again the knee is not going out, it stays in line. Press the foot with your hand any amount and bring your ankle, bring it close to your hip. See? And then look forward, turn your chest to look the same direction as before. So first you look back and then you look forward again. Lift the chest. Those of you who can, press into your left arm and maybe try to lift your elbow a little bit off the floor. Any amount. This will deepen the stretch. A little bit like Bhujangasana Cobra. And release. Come back to the floor. Rest for a few moments. Otro lado. Other side. Ardha Vikasana, half a frog pose. Extend the top leg first. And then bring the hand back, catch the ankle. Bring the hand against your foot, bring the foot closer to your buttocks, just outside of the butt. If you can turn your hand, same direction as your toes, it's best. It's the classical version. Turn your hand forward and then pump your foot down several times. And then bring your foot down, lift your chest up. If this is already enough, stay here. If you can go further step, bring your hand a little bit out, in line with your shoulder, and press into your hand, and lift up more. Look up. And return back to the floor, and release. Hands under your forehead. Recuperarse, relax un poco. Y para salir de aquí, empujar con las dos manos del lado de tu pecho. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhala y exhala. Y desde Chaturanga, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Las rodillas juntas, pies juntos. Yoga Nidrasana. Sentarse atrás, las caderas atrás y baja. Y las rodillas juntos, el pecho, el frente bajo. Bring your spine into a neutral position. Vamos a salir de aquí también. You will find your strap now. Busca tu cinturón. And we will do the legs next. Las piernas, las caderas. Estirarse boca arriba, por favor. Y estire las piernas. You may put your belt right on your body. Hold the sides of your sticky mat. And turn your upper arms out. Shoulder blades turn in. Lift your hips a little bit and extend the top of the buttocks towards your heels. And then stretch the legs again. So you want to have a neutral spine, neither overly arched nor completely flat. You don't want your lumbar also touching the floor either. You want it to be just neutral. Bring your right leg up. And I'm using a loop now. Debería tener un nudo en tu cinturón. And then holding the belt, you see why I'm making the loop is so that my hands can go inside and it's much more comfortable to hold. And that way I'm pulling with a lot more efficiency, strength. First pull down into the hip socket. So watch the difference. It's not just this, where I'm just pulling towards me and up, but I'm actually first pulling down as if to bring my hip, my left femur, la cabeza de femur adentro. And then having done that, then, luego, puedo estirar un poco más arriba. But as I bring the leg towards me, bring the heel towards you, el talón más rápido de que tu cadera. So bring the heel towards you more. So keep the leg very straight. The other leg is still pressing into the ground. Any amount, bring the leg closer. Good, and then reach the right arm around only, and then we're taking the leg out laterally to the side. Okay, and then the other leg is still pressing into the floor. Keep the leg actively extending, inner groin here, soft, outer thigh firm. Good, and let's bring the leg back to the center and release it. I will turn around because of the space restriction. You can stay as you are. Cambiamos piernas. Supta Parangustasana with the strap. So again, first push the left thigh away from you now. And then pull the leg down into the socket. So as if you want to bring the hip closer to the floor, left femur into the socket. Then having done that, now you can bring the leg slowly, the foot closer and closer, progressively towards your face, but without sacrificing any of the straightness of the leg. Abdomen soft also. Suave. Órganos internos suave, cara suave. And then when you feel like you've been here for some time, it's optimal, not necessarily maximum. You don't want to do so much that you're aching afterwards. You don't want to hurt yourself. And then pass the strap around your left hand alone, and then take the leg out to the left. Parsha Supta Parambhastasana, lateral. So keep the other leg still pressed into the floor, well pressed. Chest still facing equally, right? Left lung should be parallel and even. Good, then bring the leg back up. Release it. Rest for a few moments, both legs on the floor together. Supta Tarasana, estirar las dos piernas, los talones más lejos,
Y brazos arriba y atrás. Take the arms also overhead. Interlock your thumbs. If your hands cannot reach the floor like this, they cannot touch, put one block behind your hands, under your hands, so that you can press into something, block or floor. Estirar los brazos, estire todo tu cuerpo en las dos opuestas direcciones. Extend both opposite directions, your body, your arms and legs away from each other. So as the effect of this stretch should be felt by your spine and also your waist. Your waist, literally your flesh, your skin will feel like it's stretching. It's lengthening, becoming longer. Invite more space into your trunk. Yoga practice should leave us more spacious at the end of the practice. Like we're creating more and more space, not only within the muscles and the bones, around the bones and joints, but even on a cellular level, there should be a sense of expansion. Each and every cell should lengthen and widen. So then the cells becomes oxygenated. Okay, so one more time. Right leg up. Y ahora, paridrita supta Padangustasana. Pierna derecha y coge el cinturón con mano izquierda. Con otra mano empuje el muslo. Push your thigh away from you. And then bring that leg across now. Estira la pierna in contradirección. So now I'm bringing the right leg towards my left side. And be careful not to go so far because then it becomes a different pose. I'm not asking you to go here. We're just staying here. I want you to feel your sacrum. Is your sacrum still touching the floor or not? Si tu coccyx no toque el suelo, estás muy lejos, muy si estás fuera de la postura. So don't lose the pose. So look for integrity in the movements and the actions of the legs. So the legs are more important right now. It's not about how far you're going. Keep your hamstrings, back of the leg open. Back of the thighs. There should be no wrinkles in the back of your knees as much as possible. Good, and release. Y cambiamos piernas. La otra. De nuevo. And again, pass the wrist around your strap. And I like to hook my thumb, actually, thumb and the webbing of my index finger against the top of the thigh and push it down and away from you. See, down and away, so it doesn't pop up like this. And then, keeping that counteraction, and I slowly start bringing the leg across. So don't go for maximum movement, look for more intelligent action. So something not to be disturbed is your bottom leg is not to be disturbed, your shoulders not to be disturbed, and then you're really stretching where the stretch belongs, here in the IT band, back posterior part of the leg, and again, make this part of the leg as wrinkle-free as you can, so the knee's not bent a little bit like this. Good, y salimos. Okay. Come up. Let's have a seat with legs wide open. Vamos a abrir el cuerpo, las piernas fuera. Take the legs out wide, at least 90 degrees or slightly more wider than 90. So you can check and see that your feet go into the corners of your mat. Of course, it depends on the leg's length. So you may not reach the corner, but it's in that direction. And then let's use our hands and turn the thighs from outside in so that your legs don't flop like this out. So one of the indications is if your legs are properly extended and aligned is look at the patella, mira tus rótulas y comprobar si los 4 puntos de rótulas están paralelos con el suelo. Check and see. If you put a little toothpicks or little, those little umbrellas that they put into the cocktails. Anyway, I don't know if you guys drink cocktails ever, but you know what I'm talking about. So all 4 should be standing up and not be like porcupine needles looking all the different directions. Okay, now the second thing is the back of the leg has to extend and hug the floor. So the back of the thigh the flesh, the skin, the bone should descend. So let's put our hands now on the top of the thighs and give it a little bit of a compress. Compress your thighs down. Top of the thigh and then middle of the femur. Down. And then a little bit lower, but avoid the kneecap. Never push into the knee itself. Just above it. Good. And again, top, middle, apply downward pressure, and the bottom of the femur. Good. Now, let's bring the torso to the right. Vamos a girar tu cuerpo hacia tu pie derecho. So try to align, so turn as much as you can to get the sternum to align with the knee. So you may or may not be able to turn that much. So use your arms to help you turn. So with the left arm, which is in between your legs now, con brazo izquierdo, entre las dos piernas, empujar y pull your mat this way, towards the other leg. With the other arm, con otra mano, empuje adelante, push the mat forward, the floor forward. So that will help you rotate. So arms are pushing in opposite directions. Good, and then raise the arm which is between your two legs. Estire el brazo izquierdo y adelante. Coge el pie externo parte. Con brazo derecho empuje el suelo otra vez. Gire más. Turn more to your right. And then from here, extend forward. If you're quite limber and flexible, you may even want to put the block in front of your leg, foot, and then give you something more to hold on to, a few more centimeters of support to push against. Pull with the arms, bend your elbows. This pose is called Parshva Upavishta Konasana, Parshva. Allow this butt to come up a little bit. So in other words, don't insist for you to sit, because if you don't never leave the ground on this side, you cannot go very far. You will never get your full potential. So let your butt slightly come up on the left so you can go towards your right leg. Turn more. Exhale. Lengthen forward. Exhale more forward. Gire. Y vamos a salir. Y otro lado. Now we change sides. So now let's turn slowly. Give yourself some time to get your body to come back to center first. Acknowledge where the center is. And now we're going to turn to our left leg side. Empujar con pie izquierdo, con brazo izquierdo atrás. Y brazo derecho entre las dos piernas. Hacia pierna derecha. So use the arms to help you turn your trunk. We always want our limbs to serve the trunk. Think of your arms and legs, the hierarchy of who is the servant, who is the employer or employee and the employer. Yeah, the arms and the legs should be the employees of your torso. So use the arms to get you there, revolve, because the torso has limited the possibility to turn on its own. And then go forward, catch your foot, lift your chest, lengthen, espalda cóncava, estire más adelante, maybe put the block there. I can use the fat block, why not? Lift the chest, inhale, then go forward. It's like Paschimottanasana, to one leg only. So turn ribs from right to left, navel from right to left, bend your elbows, bring your top of the head toward your foot. Adelante. Y respire normalmente. Sin parar. Don't stop breathing, please. Y vamos a salir de aquí. Now, I would like you to first watch and then do with me. Es una postura invertida. So it's a reversed twist. So last time we went to the right leg first and then the left leg directly. Now we're going to go towards our right leg, but I'm facing away from it. Now I'm looking this direction. Parivrita Upavishta Konasana. So we're going to go from here. Watch first how I get there. I reach the right arm, my left, but it's going to be your right. And I'm extending this way toward my left leg, towards the opposite leg. And then I hold the floor, or from this side, and then I use my fingertips, almost like I'm trying to sharpen my fingernails on the floor. See, I'm making a wide circle of movement. And I'm going forward, más adelante.
And then as I get closer to this leg, I bend my elbow. Then I catch my foot. If the foot is not reachable, you use the strap. Yeah, so you can always put the strap there. All right? And then the other arm will come up, like Parsvakonasana, extend. And then with the other arm, you catch the opposite side of the foot. Vamos, everybody, let's do it now together. So let's go forward over the left leg, adelante hacia tu pierna izquierda y hacia un círculo con brazo derecho. Más adelante, entre las piernas, go around, go around, go around. Turn the chest towards the ceiling. Don't look at your foot, just hold it, catch it. You don't need to look. Bring the other arm up and lean back a little bit. Inclínese atrás, más atrás. Then bring the arm across. Then, if you have the foot, si tienes tu pie en tu mano, now let go of the foot with your right hand and take your right arm down again. Then take it forward one more time in front of you to try to get and hope to get the shoulder in front of you. See? The shoulder, see? To get deeper into the pose. Omoplata derecha adelante de pierna derecha. Then again, catch the foot. De nuevo, catch, and then see if you can turn more deeper. Let your head fall back, look up. And release. You'll feel a deep opening and stretch on that left side. Did you all feel that? See or no? Yeah? Sientes? Okay, now let's do the other side. Let's repeat to complete the asana on the opposite. So from here again, I'm turning towards my left leg now, the opposite leg. I'm going around. And as I'm going around, my legs are still straight. Extend, extend, extend. And catch the leg. Elbow bends, elbow pushes the floor. The other arm goes up, over, down behind my foot. So find where the outside edge of the foot. Then once I have it, I lift the chest more and lean back, turn to look at the ceiling. Then I can now let go of this leg with the arm, lower arm, and take my lower arm, brazo abajo, entre las dos piernas, more deeper, más profundo, más bajo. Y otra vez, mira arriba y pull with both arms. Tire con los brazos y mirando arriba. Stretch this intercostal muscles of the right. Not just the muscles, the ribs, las costillas. Vas a ver. Y salimos poco a poco. Feet and knees come together. Dandasana. Sit up straight and tall. Because we did Shirshasana, even though briefly, some of you did, some of you may not have done it, but we're going to do Salamba Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. So I'd like to take now a couple of blankets, which I like to use for shoulder stand. Si no tienes las mantas, puedes hacer sin mantas. Pero le recomiendo con mantas es poco más seguro y poco más bueno para tu cervical. No tan mucho presión sobre el cervical. So I take two blankets and stack them neatly, one on top of the other. Una manta encima de la otra. I also like to use my belt. And then this belt now needs to be readjusted, remeasured. Hacia un nudo, la medida entre los brazos es cuánto necesitas tienes espacio. So arms parallel to the shoulders. And then put one arm into the loop, inside the loop. Sit down in front of the blankets, lie down, estirarse, y con tu espalda y los hombros adentro de las mantas, encima de las mantas, y más de cervical está fuera y el cráneo está fuera de la manta. Desde aquí, vamos a empezar. Doble las rodillas, Y empuje con los dos pies, los mantos de pie. Y sube el pelvis un poco, gire los brazos y tríceps adentro. Manos bajo. Bajar el pelvis. Doblamos las piernas. Inhala y exhala. Salto los dos pies por encima de la cabeza. Atrás. Halasana. El arado. Dos manos ahora entre el cinturón, el nudo. Bring your arms inside the loop. Interlock your fingers behind you. Roll on top of your shoulders. Again. I like to turn my hands out now this way if you can. Externally rotate your arms and that really gets on top of my shoulders. Gets me on the top of my shoulder blades. He opens my chest. Now release your hands. Baja las manos más profundo contra tu espalda, contra tus costillas. Sube una pierna y la otra. Or if you're a beginner, you can choose to stay here maybe in Halasana. And maybe you can lift just one leg and see how it goes. Or try and lift both legs. With your hands, con manos empujar contra las costillas. Me sube el pecho un poco más arriba. En esta postura hay una tendencia para caer atrás como así. You see that the tendency is to fall into our hands, right? So you have to keep be aware of that. And so you have to keep bringing the back body, the part that you cannot see, in, forward, toward the front. Traigo tu cuerpo posterior hacia tu pecho, hacia tu sternum. Y estire las dos piernas. Vamos a separar los dos pies un poco. Y flex los dos talones arriba. Flex your heels. Extend both heels away from your kidneys. How long can I make my back of the body? Spacious, this part. Lumbar, kidneys. Buttocks towards the heels. Now let's bring the legs back together. Los dos pies juntos y estire un poco más interna parte de los tobillos, puntos de dedos. Extend the ankles, the big toes. Apuntar los dos pies. Keep the kneecaps firm and tight. One more minute here. Breathe normal, look down to your chest, unless you have low blood pressure. If you have low blood pressure, si tienes presión más baja, mira más arriba, hacia los pies. Si tienes normal presión, mira abajo hacia tu pecho. O si tienes más alto presión, mira abajo. This will normalize your blood pressure, this pose, when looking down. Good. Vamos poco a poco a salir. Bajamos las piernas. Saca el cinturón fuera de los brazos. Y brazos por atrás. Y estire los brazos y empuje the knuckles, los nudillos, empujar contra el suelo. Y vamos a salir poco a poco desde aquí. Mirando atrás. See your eye, your gaze is looking back. Doble las piernas. Slide back so your shoulders now come off the blankets. Los omoplatos, los hombros fuera de las mantas. Puede cruzar las dos piernas y descansa un poco. I think our live section is finished. And then now we're going to prepare to take a counter pose. So let's come up and cross our legs. Find one block. Tome un block, pone el block en adelante de tus piernas.
Y walk adelante de la rodilla izquierda. Gire. Vamos a ir adelante. Bring your chest towards your bent knee. And extend your arms forward. Parshva Adho Mukha Swastikasana. Y vamos a volver de aquí al otro lado. Parshva Adho Mukha Swastikasana. Opposite leg, knee, extend. Reach forward and down. Come back to center, release, and cross your legs and lie down for Shavasana. So take one blanket, put it on the floor below your head, and lie down. You may put something under your knees as well.